Greetings, Missouri Mid-South Conference. I bring you greetings from my home in Houston, where for the past several weeks I have created my own daily ritual, where at lunchtime I will go downstairs and make my lunch and eat it in the kitchen, and then as a way to kind of breathe and prepare myself for the next part of my work day, I'll go walk in the neighborhood. I take my new mask and put it on and then walk, and when I see a neighbor walking or watering their lawn, I will wave and smile and say hello. Even though I may not know my neighbor, I know that we are community and a part of God's creation together. I also know that as a white middle-class woman, the fact that I can walk in my neighborhood with no concern about my safety, with no concern that if I am wearing a mask, that people may get anxious and afraid because of my personhood, or what they perceive or are afraid of my personhood. I can wear a mask and I am okay. And I am aware now that as a white woman, I can walk or run in my neighborhood and I am okay. I'm not going to get attacked. I'm not going to get harmed. I'm not going to get shot and killed. I am aware for my siblings who identify as persons of color that this is not the case, and that in the past few weeks, as the video of the murder, and I would describe it as a lynching, of Ahmaud Arbery in his own neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia, going for a run in his neighborhood, just like I went for a walk this afternoon, that he was encountered by two white men who had guns, and that they shot him and they killed him. There are no words, and I wish that I didn't have to record a video in the midst of an already scary pandemic. And what I am aware of is that in the midst of a pandemic is the very moment that we must raise the awareness and demand for justice and honor those who were victims of running while being black. That this is not okay. It is not acceptable that the two men who were videotaped, who did it, are still out and have not gone to jail. This is not okay. And the reason why I believe that it is mandatory that we lift this up, and that we, especially those of us who, for no reason of our personhood, have privilege in this white supremacist culture, it is our mandated responsibility that we call this out as evil, as sin, and as ungodly as an act as it is. It is lynching, it is wrong, and we should all demand better. In this pandemic, what we have learned is that the best and the worst of our humanity is coming out in this moment. We see the best and we want to cling to that in the midst of our fear and our anxiousness of this time and space where we do not have a bearing of who and whose we are, and if we only cling to the best of humanity, then we are but clanging cymbals. We must also acknowledge the worst of our humanity. And what happened in Brunswick, Georgia, and what happens in every one of our communities, in Arkansas, Memphis, and Missouri especially, is wrong. It is a sign and symptom of our white supremacist culture. And especially in this pandemic, it is continuing to happen. The most vulnerable who have been forgotten, ostracized, or killed are continuing to be forgotten, ostracized, and killed. And if we follow the way of Jesus, who advocated with the most vulnerable, who said that no ethnicity is better or worse than another, and who died in an execution fit only for criminals who defied the state and the federal government. If we truly follow the way of Christ, then we must rise up now. And so I speak the name of God's beloved child, created in God's image, living and loving in courageous ways. Ahmaud Arbery. Acknowledge, we humbly pray, a sheep of your own flock, a son of your own redeeming. May we do better in the spirit of Ahmaud Arbery now and in the days to come, this day and forevermore. Amen.